Thanks for tuning in to The Real Deal Show, brought to you by eBodyboarding.com and Tribe Boards. Hey everyone, Jay Reale here with another episode of The Real Deal Show, along with my beautiful wife, Vicki Reale, and we have some very extra super special guests here with us, hailing from Hawaii and Japan respectively, now living in Hawaii on the island of Maui. We have Mack Crilley and Ayaka Suzuki-Crilley. Welcome, guys.
And we're going to be talking bodyboarding relationships here and how to get along.
Yes, it's a relationship episode, folks. So we hope that you can get something out of this with your own. No, we're going to talk bodyboarding.
Ladies first. That's the number one rule. So don't drop in on us.
If you guys are not on social media, you need to follow these two. Ayaka is 2017 world champion, correct? Mack won the drop knee pipeline event and is one of the most versatile bodyboarders in the sport. He rips prone, drop knee, stand up, or stoogie, as it's now called these days. He does it all. They both have signature boards. Ayaka's is with Science, and Mack also with Science.
With Science, yeah.
And yours is called the Big Mac or something, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Big Mac, cheeseburger, double cheeseburger.
I love double cheeseburgers, so I'm really excited to see your board. By the way, their boards are behind us. So let's get into the story of Mack and Ayaka. So I think people, first of all, let's start with you, Ayaka. Where in Japan are you from?
So I'm from Chigasaki, Japan.
Yep.
Which is next to Tokyo.
Okay.
It's kind of like similar to here, San Diego. Kind of feel the same like vibes, like beach and surf culture, like a lot of food place and the wave.
Yes.
You know, it's pretty similar, the wave
And
here.
cold.
Okay.
Cold, yeah, temperature.
Cold in the winter, but warm in the summer.
Yes, very hot in the summer.
Okay, and did you grow up? Sorry, we're at the Bodyboarding US Festival, so if you hear those crazy horn blasts, it's because there's a contest going on behind us. We're recording this on November 12, 2022. So you grew up competing? Did you compete over there as well in Japan?
Yes, so what makes me into the bodyboarding was like actually, like I studied bodyboard around like, you know, always on the beach playing with my mom. But she gave me first board around 8 years old. And then they have a contest in a town, like in my town.
Yeah.
And then they have like a kids class.
Okay.
Kids division. Then I joined. Then I got third. Then I get a lot of prize.
Yeah.
Then that makes me into like, I want to contest more. I want to get better.
Yeah.
You know, to get more prize. That's
I
how
love
I
it.
started.
Do you remember what year that was?
Probably I was 8, so I don't know, 2005, 4, 3, probably,
so early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the green light on that mic?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
So, when you were coming up competing in Japan, who were the top girls that you looked up to at that time?
Yeah, so there are so many good ladies bodyboarder out there.
Probably my era, right?
Yeah, like everybody was
Like
so good. Aoi. Yeah, Aoi was still, she's just about to retire.
Yeah.
Like when I'm starting. So like Aoi was really good. And then Chigusa Nishiyama, do you know Chigusa?
Yep.
Yeah, so Chigusa is my actually teacher.
Okay.
So she took me out when I was 8 until like all the way to like now. Yeah, so I look up her a lot.
Nice.
Awesome.
And then you did well enough that you got sponsored and you started doing the world tour.
Yeah, so I joined the first professional tour in Japan. It was a JPBA tour, then still have it right now.
Yeah.
And I joined and I won when I was 15.
Wow.
Then I got prize money. So like, okay, I want to do a world tour with my prize money.
Yeah.
So I used that prize money and then went first world tour. It was IBA probably.
Yep.
It was IBA world tour in Brazil. So I flew over there. Then I compete. But it was really tough condition for me. It was super huge, beach break, and all the girls was super, trained well.
Brazilian power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I was like feel small, and I felt like I gotta train to compete these ladies.
wow,
This is a different level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a totally different level.
Yeah.
And I was like shocked,
Yeah.
So I went back home and I started to train, and then started to do a one world tour after.
And you won your title when it was the IBA
It was
running the tour, right?
It was
or was
APB.
it the APB?
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to keep track of all these acronyms. GOB, IBA, APB, IBC. It's all the Bodyboarding World Tour, folks. So I'm going to stop your story temporarily there, and we're going to pick up with Mack. So Mack, did you grow up on Maui?
Oh yeah, I mean I grew up on Maui. The waves are probably the biggest waves in the world. They're in Maui, I guess.
Yeah. Everyone knows Peahi, Jaws.
I grew up on like the other side of the island, so like, I mean, it's only a 20-minute drive to get anywhere, pretty much.
Like Lahaina or Kihei?
It's called Kihei, actually.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of protected. There's not much like, it doesn't really catch much swell because of the outer islands.
Yep.
So I grew up surfing waves pretty similar to like today's condition.
Okay.
You know? So that's why I was so invited into the ocean, I think, because I had these little tiny waves in front of me. They were so fun at such a young age. I started when I was like 3 years old.
And was your family into the beach and
my mom
riding
and dad,
waves?
Yeah, they just loved the ocean. So we lived right across the street from the beach, and they just always had me at the beach whenever they could. And I was just super fortunate to just have the beach there. I like didn't want anything else but just to be in the water, you know. Like,
and was it on any kind of board, surfboard, bodyboard, whatever, or what?
It started off on the boogie, and then like doing sand sliding, and then I really got into surfing for a long time, and then I saw like some like real bodyboarding. I saw like Jeff Hubbard and Jimmy Hutaff and Leroy and all these guys just like doing tricks I didn't even know were really possible. You know, I was just a little kid. I thought you only would use the boogie board in small surf and you could stand up on it, but I didn't realize it was like you could use the fins and all that kind of stuff. You know.
So you saw them doing it and it inspired you.
Yeah, it just inspired me to want to do it more, and I realized like it's actually a lot harder than I thought. You know, on the big waves, I thought it'd be a little bit easier because you're laying down, but it was, you know, it is for me. It actually is easier. I can get more barreled. It's really hard, you know, to stand up and get barreled on the surfboard. And the bodyboard, you can just really have full control. You're right in there.
Yep.
But like just the lip maneuvers and everything, it's just such like a crazy feeling. Like you just are right in that rush, you know, and I don't know, it's hard for me to go back to surfing. Like I really love surfing, but I just like always just want a bodyboard, you know, all the time.
Well, I think your story is pretty common, not super common, but a lot of bodyboarders, even from my generation, same story. Harry Antipala, who grew up on Kauai, was Hawaii's state champ in the boys for surfing.
Yeah.
And then he gravitated towards bodyboarding for the same reasons. Kainoa McGee, there's another guy who rips on a surfboard for a bodyboarder, an SUP. So I feel like, you know, and guys like Kai Lenny from Maui, right? That guy can ride any board. It seems like it's in the water in Maui. It just breeds really good wave riders on every craft. There's so many good guys over there, right?
Versatile. Yeah.
Yeah, the waves are just really good, you know. I mean, it's kind of inconsistent, though. That's the only problem, so.
Right, the wind and everything. I mean, it's the windward side of the island, or sorry, the leeward side of the island just doesn't get as much swell as say Oahu.
That's what I think that creates the versatile people too, you know, because like we always are adapting to the conditions.
Yeah.
Sure.
Makes sense.
You know, and that's a good thing for me. I stuck with the bodyboard because I could just ride it in any kind of condition. It always worked. You know, I could, if I wanted to, if it was small, I could do stand up or something to entertain myself, or. You know, you can do drop me when it's really good, like super perfect waves, or when it's like a little bit too gnarly, you're not sure if you'll handle, you can go prone and, you know, try to test your limits. You know,
I feel like we're all in this sport for the same reason. We love the versatility of the bodyboard. Did that take you to competition eventually?
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to get sponsored, like even as a professional surfer. I wanted to be like a pro, like, and you know, just sponsored or anything for surfing. It was my dream to be a pro surfer. And just like the fact that I won some contest bodyboarding, made it to the finals, and I did good in the longboarding contest, but there wasn't really much sponsors for longboarding back then. And the shortboarding I did okay, but those kids were so good, they were just like smoking me, you know. But in bodyboarding, somehow I did really good in the drop me. Like I was stuck right in there, and that was kind of my go into getting sponsored. And then from there, I just realized like, man, like this bodyboard is just like, you know, I don't know why I'd want to go to anything else anyways.
Yeah, I hear you. So you guys, you're young, we're old. Well, I'm old.
Still young.
How old are you guys? How old are you guys, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm 26, but about to be 27 in a couple days.
Okay.
I'm 27. So
You guys, you
same
guys are
age.
so young. You're babies.
Good.
So yes, I love that. So at some point, you were doing the world tour. You won the world title. Had you met Mack at that point?
So 2017, I was trying to get the world title those years.
Yep.
And then he came to the Sintra Pro, which is
Okay.
drop knees world title.
Drop knee division.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And somehow I was watching Instagram, and then BBL magazine, Hawaii. So they post his photo, and it was a really cool drop knee shot, and I was like, sweet. Who is this kid? He's so handsome, and he say like he's coming, right? Mack Crilley is gonna join to the Sintra Pro. So I'm like, okay, I'll see him, and I just fell in love.
Wow. So did she come up to you in Sintra and like sort of hang out around you?
I didn't notice though. I was so shy and scared. Like I didn't even realize she liked me. I was like, oh yeah, that's Ayaka. I remember her because I saw her in Oahu at a contest and she won. And I never really seen like pro bodyboarding girls before. Like especially growing up as a kid, there was never any girls in the division. It was always like a bunch of, like either like uncles or like professional bodyboard guys, but never any girls. And then all of a sudden, there's like a girls' division. There's this beautiful girl that like won. I'm like, whoa, I kind of was just tripping, but I never thought I had a chance. I didn't even know how old she was. I thought honestly, I thought you were like, I don't know,
17.
Yes.
I don't know. I was like, maybe I'll get in trouble. I don't know.
I'm not surprised.
You're in Portugal, man.
You want a cradle snatcher like Jay?
That's right.
Shucks. But yeah, she was so cute. But I mean, we were around the same age, obviously we are, but I didn't know, I was like, hey, look at this little Japanese girl. She just beat everybody.
Yeah.
She's cute, man.
Well, so how did you guys end up coming together? Did you ask her out, or how?
Well, no, in Portugal we saw it was like such a check-in, and we kind of saw each other at check-ins, and I kind of it was like pretty much like that, like a hi, hello, little quick hello, and then actually one of our friends, this girl, her name's Clam Dragger. It's pretty classic.
Yeah,
Tracy.
Yeah.
She came up to me and she's all like, dude, she likes you, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, she totally likes you.
Yeah,
I was like,
she's a cute
matchmaker.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I knew I had a shot, but I didn't really believe her. I don't really know, but she asked me to go get like a drink with her after the contest, and she kind of pushed it on me, and I was still super scared. I don't know why. Like,
I went for it.
So you were still kind of holding back, a little tentative.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
is this happening?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, you know how it is. I mean, I always kind of would chase after the girl. I never had a girl chasing after me before.
Right.
And not a girl that I actually really liked, and she was chasing after me.
I get it.
So I was kind of like...
And she was a good bodyboarder.
Yeah, she was a good bodyboarder.
Yeah.
Shared interest. So, so you guys kind of went, had that first sort of meeting together in Portugal. Then you go back to Japan. You go back to Maui.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Yeah. Well, then she actually came to Hawaii. She said she was going to come, and I didn't really believe
to
her.
Visit
Yeah,
him?
to visit,
Or just to surf?
Well, both.
Both. So you thought, I'll go to surf Hawaii and I'll go hang out with Mack.
Yeah. So anyways, every winter I go to Hawaii.
Okay.
So that was the timing. But he said to me like, oh, I come to Maui, But it was super casual.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But I'm taking serious, and I went for it.
Yes. A woman who knows what she wants.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm glad she did, man.
Yeah. So then you guys,
so stupid,
you cultivated your relationship when she spent time on Maui, and then realized this is happening. We're a couple now, right?
Yeah, it was just kind of everything worked out so good. I mean, we were surfing together, we were taking turns filming, we were like a perfect team, and also like every day was a date. Like it's easy for me because I got to shore my island, so I had Maui to kind of help with me.
It's a romantic island.
Yeah, it's a very romantic.
It really is.
It is, yeah.
So let me do a quick sidebar and ask you, Ayaka, how did you learn to speak English so well? Because I noticed that you're understanding little phrases like I just heard you say, I was Cupid.
Yeah.
Only native English speakers know phrases like that. How did you learn English so well?
It's still tough for me, I gotta tell. But, since I was 15, I had to travel by myself. So I kind of had to learn English.
Yes.
But I think since I met him, and then my English is getting so much better.
So you didn't take it in school or do it growing up?
Well, in Japan, everybody have education for the English.
Oh, they do.
All the way
it's
to
part
high
of
school.
schooling.
Yes. But that's it.
Yeah. And so have you learned some Japanese?
Oh.
Skoshi a little bit, right?
Even he knows that.
That's there's an English word called a skosh, which means a little. It's a phrase that's that some people use in English, and it comes, I think, from the Japanese skoshi.
I didn't know that.
So just a skosh. Yeah, you never heard that?
No.
Anyway, yeah. Some people say that.
That's cool.
So anyway, at some point, you guys decided to get married. how did the proposal happen? Was there some cool story with this, or is it just, hey,
Did she
here,
ask you again?
marry me?
She's
How did that work?
Do you want to marry me?
Yeah.
Sorry, folks,
I
you
have
got to
a
get to
ring
the
for you.
bottom of
We
this.
do. It's interesting.
Well, should I tell the story, or do you want to tell the story?
No, you tell a story.
Okay.
Oh, press
Okay,
one.
let's hear it.
Well, my story probably sounds better because I'm gonna make it sound better. But
There you go.
Go ahead.
well, we were in the Canary Islands, and we were just like, we were kind of actually going together for a couple of years, like traveling, doing contests. Maybe it was 1 or 2 years actually, but it felt like a couple of
2.
years. Yeah. But we were just so used to it, and like we were just kind of getting over like being separated and having to go back to each other's country or having to spend money to like meet each other somewhere. And we just wanted to just be with each other all the time.
Sounds familiar, huh, Vic?
Yeah, it does. So let's pause there. Did you guys do the long distance relationship for those 2 years?
We did,
3 years?
3 years,
Yeah.
was it?
But I was on the tour, and
Okay.
then I'm trying to come his tour, so like
Yeah.
we pretty much traveling together whole
Okay.
year.
She kind of motivated me too to do the tour, like I only was going to do drop me. I was kind of like not sure if I could. I mean, I always wanted to, of course, but like she was like, you got to do it,
Yeah.
you're never going to be ready, let's go
Yeah.
for it,
Come with me.
And plus I could see her too at the same time,
Yeah.
so it was such a good
Perfect,
thing,
yeah.
Yeah.
But but then after that point, it was just like the contests were like, it was just kind of so frustrating to like be apart, like how are we going to do this? We want to
Yeah.
stay together forever. And then I realized in my head, I was like, I want to be with her forever, like there's no really, I don't see any other person I want to be with,
Oh.
But then I said, like,
I love
I kind of said, I was like, oh, like we should just get married. It'd be, be way easier for us. And she was
Yeah.
like, is that your proposal?
Oh my God.
Canary Islands. You said that on the Canary
Yeah,
Islands.
I love
Is that
it.
your proposal?
Is that the one?
Get down on
so
your knees.
cool.
Hey, Lenny, what you mean?
You better give me a real proposal. I remember her saying that. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right.
I
gotta
don't
figure it out.
remember.
Wow.
Yeah. so-
Okay, I'm making sure this is still recording.
It's still
Always got to be, yep, still going.
Good.
Good, we're good. Okay, excellent. So,
So-
she said yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
But
Yeah, so
did
we
you
kinda
say,
agreed. She
right
kinda-
then
yeah.
in Canaries, did you say, will you marry me?
Like, no, I never said that. I did. I don't know. I think I tried to maybe, but she was like, no, like I don't even have the ring or anything.
Yeah,
so it
You
wasn't
were
right.
kind
ready,
of like guessing, like idea, like, oh, we
Okay.
should get married. Like, is
gotcha.
that the proposal?
I wasn't really. I was kind of like trying to hint to see if maybe she'd
Is
say
she
yes
interested?
before.
Yeah.
Before I
He's
went for
kinda
the big
checking
deal.
in.
I ain't gonna spend no money. I don't know, man. I'm scared, man. Please don't say no to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
But then and then in Maui, then I kind of like when she came in, I like already had the ring ready, and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna do it in the sunset, like super simple, Like,
Yes.
she's got to say yes to that, And,
yeah.
Oh, now we got airplanes and horns.
It's okay, these mics are good.
Good.
So on Maui, sunset,
yeah, just
proposal.
like, just walking my dog Kelly out on the beach, like I try to make it like so like she wouldn't really notice, and then
Okay.
kind of pop out the ring. It could have been probably better. I could have done something more.
You did good.
But,
I didn't
yeah.
notice.
It sounds
so.
perfect.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Yeah.
So then how long until you got married once you did the proposal?
It was quick,
It was pretty quick because
Okay.
what happened was like COVID was going down and like we really wanted to do a really nice wedding,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden all these rules started coming. We weren't gonna be able to travel, and we were like, you know what, we're just gonna get married now, so at least we can stay together.
Yeah.
And then hopefully in the future we can have like a really big wedding. So we still never really did have like a big.
Yeah. So like
Got
since proposal, like maybe 3 months, 4 months.
And when did you get married? What's
2020 March.
2000.
No
March
way.
2020,
That's
right when COVID
was like
started.
Yes, COVID.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So
nuts.
you
We're gonna die
got
together. We're like,
Hey,
yeah.
yeah.
how long? Now it took you a while to get a green card, I
It was
assume.
a long time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it took
2 years,
her
yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get a green card to stay here. And
Yeah.
are you sticking with the green card, or are you going for citizenship at all?
Maybe when we have a kids and then
Yeah.
we'll apply
Yeah.
for the citizenship.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
do dual citizenship with Japan and America? Do you know?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because Australia
Yeah.
you can. I got an Australian
Oh, yeah?
passport and an American
Well, that's
passport.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah.
Sure. But at
Maybe.
least
But you-
our kids can have it, right?
Yes,
So-
that's right.
But you
Yeah.
didn't get your citizenship
For a
until like
long
3
time.
years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were
Oh, wow.
married for 20 years
Recent.
before
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
even
recent.
Mhm.
cared
wow.
to get citizenship.
Yeah.
Is there
So,
any
yeah.
reason why?
But yeah, she still has her Aussie passport.
No need
One
to.
of the reasons, I guess, so I could just be part of both countries if I wanted to vote, or not that I am political in any way, but I don't know, just felt like it was important. I'm more American than I am Australian now because I've lived here longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she has.
yeah,
I see.
Thought it was.
Okay, so back to the bodyboarding talk. All right, so now give me your average day, guys. What does your average day consist of? What time do you get up? What do you do through the day? What time do you go to bed?
It's like a really random. Every day is so
Every day is different.
But one of the in Hawaii usually just like in the winter, if we have a wave,
Yeah.
we just wake up in like 4 o'clock a.m.
Okay.
and then straight to go pipeline. Down
Wow.
patrol when it
Oh,
starts.
wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And then when sun comes up and the pro surfer coming, we out.
You leave? Okay.
We're leaving.
Got it.
And we
Smart.
get back home and do some work at the house.
Yeah.
And then we go back out again, maybe like lunchtime.
Yeah.
You know, people are gone.
Yeah.
And come back and eat food and sleep. That's like when we have a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we don't have a wave, we just go work, come back and surf and we'll go work. You know.
And you're still on the south side of Maui? Is that where you still live?
So we moved to Oahu last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and
because you
then-
said pipeline, I thought, hold on, they live on Maui, but you now live on Oahu.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we used to live in a town, so we had to wake up like 3 and go to the pipeline. But
right.
now
Yeah.
we moved to east side, more close to North Shore.
Okay.
To Kafuku. So it's really close, so we can go just boom and
Oh,
come
perfect.
back. Yeah.
So what town do you live in on the
La
east side?
IE.
Oh, you do?
live in Laie. Wow.
We
Okay.
like it, yeah.
I love that there's a spot there. I won't name it, but there's a couple spots in that area that get good on the right conditions. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
So
out
what
of
about
respect
your
for the local
workout
guys.
routine? Do you work out daily and? you know?
Lately, I've been not working out. Yeah, I should. Because like we moved to North Shore and there's wave every day.
Yeah.
So like basically we
A
just
lot of
surf,
workout
surf,
surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Same with you, Mac? Do you have a regular workout
I
regime?
mean, I gotta stretch all the time. You know, if I don't stretch,
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
it. You know, I get a
We
lot
do
of-
yoga every morning.
Yeah, she's actually doing yoga instructing now, so she practices on me, so I get to learn from her. So I'm very stoked on that, and it's hard, you know, though, but I feel way better. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
swear I'm a new person after stretching. I can do stuff that I can't do before, and I definitely feel it when I don't stretch. Like, I'm only 26, but I can fully feel it.
Well,
you know?
bodyboarding does that to you. You know, it just ravages your body because your core and your shoulders and your
Yeah.
lower back are your shock absorption.
Especially stretching
Right.
my shoulders has been a huge difference because like
I
I didn't
bet.
realize how much it just like paddling like this. you
Yeah.
know, and so trying to twist my body more this way is really.
Uh-huh.
I still have a lot more to go though, for sure.
Definitely, if you keep the yoga and stretching going,
Yeah.
no doubt. So let's talk about bodyboarding plans for you guys. I mean, Ayaka, you won the world title. That was 5 years ago.
Almost,
Do you have
yeah.
any
Oh my
plans to
God.
get back on the world tour? Either one of you guys?
Yeah, so I really want to go back to the tour.
Yeah.
But for now, like I lost a lot of sponsor after the COVID.
Yes.
And it was Olympic Games and we don't have a category for that. So like a lot of company just didn't even talk to me, like, you know, speak
Sure.
up with me. So kind of lost motivation for a while. And now like I have little motivation back. So like
Yeah.
hopefully I can come back in like few years. But I
Okay.
have to find a sponsor.
So
Yes.
does it hurt your opportunities for a Japanese sponsor living in Hawaii? Because
I don't think they does really care about it.
Oh, okay. Because you know, back in my day, I was sponsored by a Japanese company, and
Yeah.
and they were very supportive of women bodyboarders. It was almost more popular back then for women bodyboarders
Yeah.
in Japan than it was for surfers. Like Flipper magazine, does that still exist?
No, it's gone already.
Oh,
It's
what a
There were
bummer.
2 magazines in Japan back then.
Yeah, but you know, women's bodyboarding
women's
in the
bodyboarding.
90s
Yeah.
was awesome.
It was huge.
Yeah, they were paying all the top Brazilian girls.
I
and-
know.
Yeah.
That's why hard and I kind of like shocked every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I'm surprised because with social media, you guys have a really strong, funny presence on there, and I don't know, you have a lot
and
of
by the
followers,
way,
so-
along those lines, tell the people who are watching what your Instagram is. It's at
At Ayaka Suzuki and then 2 I, double I. Yeah.
double I at the end of
Ah,
Suzuki.
okay.
Yes.
Okay,
and that's your
Mac,
maiden name.
what's yours?
I don't even know my Instagram account.
Mack _Crilley.
Okay.
Crilley,
But it might be Mack
Crilley.
Crilley is back or something like
No,
that.
it's a name is same.
Still the same.
Yes,
So-
same.
We're
We
always
know who
hoping
runs
about
your Instagram account now, Mac.
I got
They
Mack
don't
Crilley.
know.
I got Mack Crilley new account, Mack Crilley _ because I got hacked and
Oh, that's
I
right.
had to try all these different
Yeah.
things.
Oh no.
Yeah, he got it back. So.
I got it back though. So
Same one.
whatever, any account you see with Mack Crilley, just give me a message, but make sure it's the real one. I don't know.
So you guys follow these guys. They're super entertaining. In fact, Ayaka posts all the time, lots of stuff on there. And sometimes we see you guys surfing. I'm not going to name the spot. It's on the north side of Maui. Let's just say there's boats in the vicinity. That's one of Vicki's bucket
Oh,
list
I want
spots.
to go there so
Yeah.
bad.
Jacob Romero.
Oh my gosh,
posts
looks like
stuff
such
there,
a
but-
perfect, easy but awesome wave.
Yeah,
It's
Like
so
the
sick.
drop
Wave
in. What do you call it? The
A
chip in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
but the locals have it on lockdown, so don't even think about it.
Stay
But in
away.
any case, so now you guys are on Oahu. You're hitting North Shore every day, probably.
Yes.
And let's talk about your business venture, Sun Care.
Oh, okay, it
Let's
is.
talk about that.
That mask sunscreen.
Yeah,
The
and you
mask.
guys started that and,
And
came
by
up
the
with
way-
the formula.
By the way, we're going
Yes.
to post a link at the top of the screen, folks.
really?
So go to the top of the screen. We'll
Thanks.
post a
Yeah.
link. What's the website?
Website is wonderboogieestore.com.
WonderBoogieStore.com. Easy
So-
to remember. We'll post the link at the top of the
Got it.
screen. Excellent.
Excellent.
And so tell us about the sunscreen. You
Yes,
happen to
so-
have some here. How
Oh, she's
perfect.
she's
the
always
bottle.
got some.
Marketing
In a bottle, yeah.
101 right here, folks.
So did you guys come up with this formula? How did this come about?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
since COVID happened, then I used to use like a Japanese sunscreen.
Like
then
Shiseido or something.
Yeah, then I couldn't get it because I was in
Oh,
Hawaii.
yeah.
Then I'm like, what I'm gonna use a sunscreen. Then he has an allergy of the sunflower seed oil, and then most of like leaf-safe sunscreen has sunflower seed oil. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he get itchy. That's why I started to like, okay, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
Then I
Good
started
idea.
to make it.
Yeah.
And probably take like 1 year to make like light formula, all the packaging, everything I design and do it.
Yeah.
Then like this year, since last year it came out really legit, so I started selling it.
Now I think what was the stuff Kaven Okamura was wearing in Fiji
Can't
one year?
remember.
I don't know what it was, but this stuff looks amazing and it's like natural.
It's all organic. You can
Which
eat
is
it.
How long
pretty
ago
good.
was that?
Yeah?
Did you see Caven in
This
Fiji?
was, well, he came on our trip. That was 2018
Yeah, I think
when
so.
Jeff was on the trip. So,
Maybe not, maybe not. Different
yeah,
time.
no, it was a different sunscreen.
Yeah I
but this
forget the name
stuff
of it.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
You guys, again, go to that link I just posted and you can see what they sell on there. There's other stuff on there too,
Yeah,
right?
so we have a sunscreen, and then also we sell this Wonder Boogie apparel, which
Wonder
I'm
Boogie.
reusing.
I love that.
Yeah.
So Wonder Boogie is your store name and a brand where you
Brand.
make
Kinda
products like hats
everything.
and t-shirts. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's wonderful, you know.
Yeah,
Just like
perfect.
bodyboarding.
It's
Yeah.
like all about the fun.
Yeah.
You know, all about the bodyboarding.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. So bodyboard stuff, apparel, sunscreen,
Yeah, love it.
everything. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have that going on. Are you guys? Do you work any other jobs, or is bodyboarding your full-time thing and the stuff you're selling? Is that your full-time gig now,
Wish
guys?
bodyboarding is full-time job.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. But now we have to work in a restaurant, so we work in a restaurant.
Well,
Okay.
Hawaii's
Which restaurant are you working
It's so
in?
expensive.
We're actually working in a Paia fish market, which is pretty cool because one of our fellow bodyboarders, he's actually a team rider, Magno Passos.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of the managers there, so he's like, we're kind of like an all bodyboarding family in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And the food's delicious, so you know we always get like a good hookup on food, and yeah, it's just a really good place. We're fortunate we have a place to work.
Yeah,
Yes.
where is that?
It's
It's
right
in
in the heart of
Waikiki.
Waikiki.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Our daughter works at a restaurant in Waikiki,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it's
cool.
more up towards Kaimuki. It's
Surfing
called the
Pig,
Surfing
have you heard of
Pig.
that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
She
heard of that
works
place.
there, so
Okay.
No way.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Have to go.
Say hi.
the restaurant family. So any
Good trade food.
rich magnates out there that want to have a
Please.
great meal and potentially sponsor these two on the world tour, Paia Fish Market, you can find them there. Mack Crilley and
And
Ayaka
wonderboogie.com?
Crilley.
WonderBoogieStore.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what
Visit.
does the future hold for the Crilleys? Are you guys, you mentioned babies. but is that in the future? No
Or is
talk
that, like,
about
don't
that.
talk about
Oh, he's
it?
sweating.
Yeah.
He's starting to sweat.
You said baby.
Shit, I heard it. You heard it. No, someday if we have kids, maybe.
Someday
But
if we
I
have
heard that
That would
mentioned.
be
But
amazing if we
is
had
that
kids.
so? That is
Awesome.
potentially in the future for you guys.
Of course.
We were
No
married
hurry.
7 years before we had kids, so I get it.
Okay, yeah.
So someday you want to start a family. In the meantime, it's 100% bodyboarding for you guys, and potentially, if you can get the backing financially back on the tour, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That'd be super sick.
That's
And
our
for
goal.
you, Mac, is it drop knee division or both men's and drop knee?
I mean, I would enter everything, you know. I mean, I love prone, I love drop knee.
Yep,
And I feel pretty competitive in both, you know.
for sure. I know the events you did really well.
But you know, it's hard for me to ask for a sponsor when the way that the contests have been lately, you know, with the results that I've gotten, and I kind of just been really fortunate that my sponsors have let me free surf and just been giving me backing just for the content that we've been getting. So I
Yep.
don't feel as much pressure anymore, you know, for competing, and they're not really pushing me to compete because they know that it's not really my best, pretty much my biggest strength.
Your best
you know.
avenue of promotion. Let's
Yeah.
talk about who are your sponsors. Name them all. They're right
but
on your
yeah,
board.
I
You can
got-
show your board.
And if you guys want to see, yeah, I got Science Bodyboards, of course.
Science, yeah.
Making the dream come true. They actually made me a board model.
Yep.
I've been able to get some customs with them, and they've made something that I really love for drop knee airs, and that's
Yep.
kind of the thing I've been focusing the most on. So this board works really good for that, and it works good for everything. I just love it. It's like an all-around board.
Yep.
And they made a board, and it's pretty sick. I'm just super blessed on that.
Yep.
But also the foam company.
Foam
I've
company.
been with them for over 10 years since I was a little
Wow,
kid. That's
Jimmy?
actually
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah, so Jimmy took it over from Carrie
from Carrie and Alicia.
and Alicia. How many years ago? 2-3 years ago,
That's a
something like
recent,
that.
yeah.
Super recent, maybe like a year and a half
Okay,
Yeah,
ago.
year or
great.
two.
And he's really upped the ante with that shop.
Yeah,
I've
the
noticed.
store's like, twice the size
Amazing.
now. It's crazy. I mean, Alicia and Carrie did a great job,
Yeah.
but Carrie took it and he like tried to make it even bigger than because he knew he deserved it, you know.
Yeah.
And they kind of were getting into a point where they had so many kids, and Carrie's a lifeguard, and they're running other jobs, and
Wow.
so it was like Jimmy was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take this over and do the best with it," because the foam company's been supporting Maui bodyboarding since.
Yeah, well,
they
Jimmy's
got
as
me into
OG
it.
as it gets with Maui.
Yeah, Jimmy's
bodyboarding.
actually the person who I first saw bodyboarding and then realized, like, wow, like bodyboarding is amazing. I
Yeah.
didn't know you could do that. He had this edit. It was like, if you guys ever get a chance, you can look Jimmy Hutaff on YouTube. He's got like a 6-minute clip. It's kind of blurry because it's all old
Old
school
one.
footage, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's amazing though. His
Yeah.
drop knee, even to this day, he still competes with everybody.
Yeah.
Like his skill is really good.
100%.
It is.
But yeah, but that's one of my my main sponsors, the foam company.
Yep.
They're a really good shop. They do free shipping
Yep.
for anything over $200 in Hawaii, and then they're actually, I think it's like $20 to the United States. It's pretty cheap shipping. It's ridiculous.
Got it?
But eBodyboarding, of course, you guys. Of course, it's kind of hard to compete
We'll
with
just
them.
cut that
We're
out.
an equal
Oh,
opportunity
Jimmy.
This is
retailer.
live, right? By chance.
Jimmy, you owe us.
But they don't have my eBodyboarders on my board yet, so I try to get it out.
That's
If you guys want it,
Let's move on to the next sponsor.
No.
We'll order some from you, Jimmy. How about that?
I love it.
And then of course Gyro, Viper, they're part with
Yes.
with Mike, and they hooked me up with great wetsuits. The fins, MS Viper, are my favorite fin. Like,
So the old school MS Viper, right?
On
Not
this-
the Delta Viper?
not the Delta. I like the Delta, but for drop me, it just kind of throws me off a little
Yeah.
bit. The MS is real symmetrical, and
Yep.
they work great for prone. Like I really like them. They have a lot of power. I've just learned the technique. I will admit though that the newest Delta Icon though is something it's a little bit stronger. You go a little bit faster with those ones
Yeah.
for sure.
It's good to have options, you
Yeah.
know, a couple different styles of fin.
Yeah, but the MS Viper is just, for me, it works just good enough for everything, for pipeline, for, I even surfed Piahi. I just kind of survived out there, but I was out there with those fins.
Yes.
So they work,
They work.
Yeah.
So before we move on to Ayaka and her sponsors, who was the first that you know of to bodyboard out at Peahi, Jaws, as most
think-
people know it?
I don't know the first person I know of. I can't remember. I know Mike did it really
Mike
long ago. He got
did?
towed into it.
Yes, this is in the
but
90s on a board that had wood inside the core, by the way.
But I'm pretty sure Miles is the first guy to ever drop
Yes.
Jaws.
Pronounce Miles' last name for us, please.
Called Ha'a Ha'a.
Thank
I
you.
hope I said that right, Miles, please.
Because, man, there's a lot of vowels and consonants in
Even
there.
for
but-
everyone, it's hard actually.
Yeah,
Hawaiian
even
name,
Hawaiian,
sure.
So I'm pretty sure his last name means like breath, like like the breath of like life,
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the footage of him out there drop kneeing even long, 7, 8, 9 years ago maybe. I don't remember how many years ago, but yeah.
Yeah,
now there's a few guys. Magno,
yeah,
yourself,
Magno
and,
went with no. I mean, I don't really know if Miles went without a life jacket, but Magno caught a huge one with no life jacket. He held on all the way to the rock somehow.
So
The
great.
thing closed out on him, and he survived.
Oh
And
my gosh.
That's actually happened to me. I went and I was so nervous, like just so ready to go, and I forgot the freaking life jacket at home, and I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? You know, and I was like, dude, it's not even that big, just go, you know. She pushed me
It's
out.
only 20 feet.
Oh, God.
Life jacket.
I actually got my best wave without the life jacket because I just felt more comfortable. Like I felt like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
that's
don't
how
have
you
that
surf. You don't
bulky.
have to
Trust
surf.
yourself.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, like with the life jacket, you're like, whoa, this is gonna be gnarly, man.
Oh,
Why do I have a
man.
life jacket on? Like, how freaking big is this really gonna be?
Yeah.
But without the life jacket, I mean, of course, I was terrified, but I had a feeling like you felt more connected. You know, you kind of were like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know.
And
Did
I've
you-
seen Ayaka riding Big Waimea a couple
I did,
years
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Oh,
It's fun.
The
Yeah.
wave in Puerto that she rode too is I've been there, man. I'm freaking terrified. There's no
Yeah.
channel. It's
No,
like,
I've had my scariest moment ever in my life there.
I think Puerto is most scary place for me
Yeah.
when it's
There's
big.
no channel.
channel.
Yeah.
Jaws is big, but yeah, Puerto is just it's like
Yeah,
a crazy
it's a
like
beast.
toilet bowl. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like there's nowhere to go, and you just get
Nowhere
stuck
to go.
forever. Like you
Yeah.
don't get held down as long, but you'll get stuck in there for a long,
You're gonna
long
be drowning.
time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
That's-
Waimea was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was fun.
maybe to you. Not to me. No, thank you. Well, Ayaka, let's talk about your sponsors. Tell
Yeah.
us who you have.
So I have a couple sponsors. Now I ride for Science under the Mike Stewart, and then Murasaki Sports. I bet you heard about it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
That's a surf shop, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
biggest surf shop in Japan.
Yep.
And then they're sponsoring me since like really young.
Oh.
So like they're like family. And also my sunscreen right here. And also I joined the foam company family from
Yeah.
this year. Yeah, which is awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You guys should both
And
be
then
there.
Ocean Earth, like gear.
Is that Ocean Earth Japan?
Japan, yeah. Yeah. And then Bigelow is like for my facial stuff.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
And your model comes in a couple different sizes.
Yes, my model come from 36
Yep.
until 42 in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah, so smaller size to the big size.
Yeah, and we sell it at eBodyboarding.
Yeah.
I told Ayaka earlier we're selling it to the little groms, not only the girls. So
We'll post a
Awesome.
link
Yeah.
at the top of the screen for that one too, so you can
Yes.
buy that.
We have a flat butt tail, which is a newer one, and then we have a crescent tail. But this flat butt is my favorite.
yeah, so what
Outstanding.
makes you decide what to ride, a crescent versus a fat? The
Pretty much-
conditions,
yeah.
the size of the waves.
Boss, so size of the wave when it's small and no power, like especially like here beach break, like
Yeah.
I take a back tail because have more volume, gives you more speed and pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when it's have a wave big or solid or like super like gnarly kind of short breaky, I'll take a arch tail.
Yeah. And do you ever go ride a 38 versus a 39 versus a 40 in the different conditions? Do you ever change the size, or is it one size does it all?
I use 37 and 38. 38 for like smaller condition or like either smaller condition. For the competition I use 38 too because I can land pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 37 I use when it's a little bigger wave or short break or whatever. Like I kind of want to try something new trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can control easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of going back.
Yeah. What
37.
about you, Mac? Do you change the length of your board, whether you prone or drop knee or?
I mean, lately I've been using just like the same size board for
42?
everything, just like a 42.
Yeah.
But now I'm riding a 41.5 because I don't know, I just like the 41.5. It feels
Yeah.
really good. But sometimes, I mean, I really like the bigger board for drop knee for floaters, but then I kind of like get over it because it's a little too big and you don't really fit in the barrel as good.
Yeah.
And the small board, I feel like you really fit in the barrel really good, you know. But it's kind of hard to find that perfect size because the barrels are like sometimes they're like really, really heavy, but they're also
Yeah.
really tiny. And you got to fit
Yeah.
inside of it now, so you kind of need a small board, even though you want the bigger board. You know, if you have that bigger board, you're just not going to fit in this kind of slabby barrel. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like when the waves are getting that kind of shape. And so
I agree.
I always go to smaller board always, but that's why I'm running the 41.5 now.
Now?
Like 42 and 41.5 is pretty much where I
Yeah.
go.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9", sometimes 5'10" with slippers. So.
There you go.
Depends on how much yoga he's been doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
how
the gravity.
stretchy.
Yeah, how stretchy. Cool. Anything else you wanted to ask these two wonderful people,
Gosh,
Vicki?
What else?
We've got
I wanted to talk about your YouTube and your funny videos that you make. Keep those going.
Man.
They're awesome.
The YouTube channel.
Costume stuffing.
What is the
I
YouTube
love it.
channel,
I love
first of all?
dressing up in costumes. So.
I like.
What's the YouTube channel? Because we're going to put a link at the top of the screen for that.
Actually, we need to work on the YouTube. So I posted it in my YouTube channel, like Ayaka Suzuki channel, but kind of stopping for a while.
Okay.
But you
Because
do
a
it
lot
on
of time.
social media, though,
We
right?
do.
Yeah.
So follow Wonder Boogie at
Yeah.
Wonder Boogie. That's our Instagram.
Okay.
And then we post all kind of like funny things over
Yeah,
there.
I love
Good.
it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
we've got the Mack and Ayaka story on lockdown. Guys, thank you for your time. We're in the middle of a contest that's ended for the day, but we'll be back tomorrow. This will air long after the contest is over, but it's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yes.
We have a lot of parallels with your lives.
Yeah, we do.
In our lives from many years ago. And now we're kind of getting back into it, you know. Our kids are grown up, and I'm sort of back on tour in some aspects with the announcing, and it's so cool to see you guys coming up the ranks. And you guys you rip. Both of you guys rip. So please keep it up. We really enjoy your social media channels, and wish you a ton of good luck, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so
Jay.
much.
Thanks.
Thanks
No
for
worries,
having us
man.
right on.
Yes.
No worries. So,
Yeah.
so that'll do it for this episode of The Real Deal Show. Thanks for watching on YouTube, folks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us the thumbs up and throw down some comments for these two, and we'll point them in the right direction so they can respond if they want to. And again, follow those social media channels that we mentioned earlier for them. If you listen to the audio version of the podcast, hope you enjoyed doing that on your workout or your drive or whatever they
Or your yoga.
may have been, or your yoga session. And as always, folks, we will see you in the surf.